What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CUBREACTS on a Saturday morning. Very excited to get into this one as we jump into some UK flavour. Always exciting to do here on the channel as the one and only B Young is back in business. A brand new tune with a brand new video. This one, Rolling Stone, featuring King Promise. Very excited to see how this one sounds. Obviously, King Promise has had a very, very good album out recently. Alongside this, we've been seeing a lot of collaborations, and B Young has definitely been someone who has been diving into this more sort of Afrobeats influence sound over the last few months. So I'm excited to see how this one comes together. As always, friends, if you're new to the channel, do make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into the sounds of this one. Let's get into it. To B Young. B Young always has very, very cool-looking videos as well. I don't know if he uses the same director every time. This one, Bab's direction. Very floaty instrument. It's Fanatics!
You always pick up when I call your phone. Making it rock like Rolling Stone. You've been thinking about me all day long.
Already from the jump, the second I hear Fanatics on an intro, it puts me into a good mood, basically, because I've interviewed them once. I've always kind of tried to follow the music they're releasing, but when you hear that Fanatics logo, it means you're in for a good time production-wise. That's probably one of the best production duos currently working in the UK. This already has a really nice bounce to it, loving the kind of floaty textures of the pads behind, and B Young coming in. Quite a fast-paced tune. The tempo is quite high for this sort of sound, but B Young managing the vocal very, very cleanly. A lot of kind of emotion in the vocal, as we always hear from B Young, but still a level of suaveness to kind of go with it. This is sounding wicked so far.
Baby, I know just where you coming from. Cause baby, you've been on my mind since Thursday night. And baby, it's the weekend, and I'ma need your freaking baby. Hit me on my line. It's only right. Diving in the deep end, I'ma leave you leaking.
Are you hearing that little synth sound in the background as well? That kind of woo, 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 woo sort of sound. That's really, really cool. Again, giving it this kind of space age feel. Then on top of that as well, that ooh sort of melody. I can't sing. You're very aware of that. That's why I review. But that sort of melody we heard from B Young, so encapsulating. It pulls you in as a listener. Kind of has almost this kind of euphoria to it as a vocal line. The video for this looks great as well. I said earlier, B Young always has fantastic looking videos. They always have this kind of shininess to them. And this is another great example of that happening. I'm loving the pacing on this tune as well. It's a lot quicker than we'd normally hear, but B Young's handling that pace quicken very, 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 very well. He sounds very comfortable.
Give you one more time. You know the vibe. Girl, it's only right. You spend the night. Give you one more time. You know the vibe. Girl, I get money.
Right, before we get into King Promise, because I'm going to rewind this slightly, because before we get into King Promise, I need a second to compose myself before we get into King Promise. This hook is so catchy. Again, that utilization of that kind of wow, 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 wow sort of sound we're getting in the background. Fanatics on production. Go and follow Fanatics on Insta or something along those lines, because they never disappoint when it comes to the production side of things. For me, Fanatics and Gold Up are two production kind of duos that I always look for. Whether that be on Afrobeats, whether that be on dancehall, because I know it's always going to slap regardless. But yeah, very much enjoying this one. B Young handling the vocal very, very well. The video's looking super suave as well. And again, just that sense of euphoria I mentioned earlier within the vocal line. Very, very clean. Let's get into some King Promise though. Let's see what he brings.
You know the vibe. Girl, I get money, make we spend it. Body 10 over 10. I don't wanna delay. Your body make a crave. The audacity where you get to make me lose my sense.
Oh man, he's built for this.
I know if he concentrates now. You know, say
the little sax line there.
Girl, it's only right that you spend the night. You know
Yeah, this definitely has the vibe of a tune that is going to do very, very well in the clubs. Not just because the music video is all done in neon blue, but the kind of switch up and the way that Promise enters this verse, so much impact, so much kind of I don't know, charisma, I suppose, as his vocal lands. Really, really clean. And I think the cool thing with this as well is with King Promise, we've heard him try to do so many different things over the years successfully. So when he comes into a tune like this, which is very kind of, I'd say the production is very electronic, it's very punchy, very potent. When he comes in and his voice actually outdoes the potency of the instrumental, you know you're in for a good time. Very, very cool intro.
I go put you in a trance tonight, blow your mind. I hear my man, my wife, yeah, boom, boom. Girl, it's only right. You spend the night.
It's a very classic sounding hook though as well. There's something very pleasing about, I've always found there's something very pleasing about vocal melodies that don't have words. So literally just like harmonizing with your voice, just kind of finding a vocal melody and just kind of humming it, and then you kind of amplify it through the electronic vocal and things like that. This is a great example of this happening. Also, I'm loving this video. We've got the scene behind where we've got the kind of thing going on in the sky, the sort of spacey circle thing, and they're on top of the RV. Again, the sort of costume choices for the video as well look super, super clean. It's a very well directed video. The lighting's awesome as well. This is just an enjoyable piece of art, man. That's the best way to describe it.
Girl, it's only right. You spend the night. Give you one more time.
That's such a cool shot.
Baby, girl, just tell me you wanna win.
Can't go wrong with fire.
We're losing feeling in this place. No reason to celebrate. Still.
This vocal bridge we're getting from B Young here is this is where B Young really excels, in my honest opinion. This kind of area here where you're just kind of having a stripped back sort of style of instrumental, but you've also got his vocal line just harmonizing and doing these little kind of fluctuations, and not necessarily being like as though his lungs are bursting. Actually quite the opposite, like it's quite a reserved vocal, but there's these little like vocal tweaks and melodic kind of dips and weaves, and it just brings a tune to life. A bridge like this, it's almost like a second to breathe, but it's also sonically very, very interesting to do. I've always really enjoyed B Young's vocal texture as well.
We sipping on champagne, got my head spinning again. Let's make the same mistake. Let's make the same. It's only right. You spend the night. We don't be ashamed. Let's make the
very
same.
cool shot.
One more time. You know the vibe. You know. Girl, it's only right.
When you then combine that ooh sort of melody, I think I just about got that. Hold on, be up, Cub. We're in the building, singing these days. But when you combine that melody with that sort of wow 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 sort of the sort of synth melody in the backdrop, those two intertwine so nicely. That almost works as like a backing vocal, which is so cool to see when you have a synthetic sound doing like that backup job for a lead vocal. It gives it a very unique feel. It gives it a very spacey kind of electronic feel as well. And I've really enjoyed this as a tune. So what we'll do, we'll let this one run through to the end and then give it our final breakdown. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's go.
You spend the night. Let's make the same one more time.
There we go. The sounds of B Young and King Promise. Very, very cool link up this one. Great to see both of them teaming up and bringing something very, very explosive, very unique, very colourful sonically, and very futuristic as well. I just want to say I absolutely love this shot in the music video. I love the fact you've got that sort of spacey thing spinning around above. You've got the bus that says Day of Peace. You've got Promise and B Young on there. I'd love to know how they did that. Seemingly it's just a green screen, but it just looks very... This is the thing with all of B Young's videos. They look very well kind of... like the color correction on them just looks very, very vibrant. They're always very kind of like... They're very striking, and it works really well. But yeah, B Young doing what B Young does, man. Bringing a very, very suave vocal tone, bringing a real level of expertise in this kind of realm. And it's cool to see the UK very much jumping on this sound at the moment. moment. King Promise does what King Promise does, man. Arriving, super impactful vocal, very good utilization of the kind of pockets within the instrumental as well, just really kind of ducking and weaving. B Young does that as well. This is a link up I'd definitely like to see again. Definitely a sort of sound that I'm loving B Young striving into, and overall, yeah, very much did enjoy it. Fanatics on the production. What more can I say? It's always a banger when it's Fanatics on production. Really love that hook synth line as well. But there we go, guys. As I said, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments section down below. And as always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And we shall see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace.
Them sounding so good right now, but they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CUBREACTS TV. Stay locked.